Joe Corley here for NATMA Magazine, and I'm here with one of our students from back in the 90s, Alesia Sipes. Alesia, it's always great to see you. Alesia, for those of you that don't know, does great work on websites. She does our Battle of Atlanta website, she does the New England Open, the Crane website, the Hakama Lady, she does Doris Brothers trophies, does a bunch of them. You also do work with NASA, don't you?
I did until a year ago, but yes, I was doing work for NASA.
I gather you were not a scientist.
I was an engineer, but I didn't set the shuttles up. We work with the software with the NASA complex in Kennedy Space Center.
So what's more complex, working with people at NASA or people at NASCA?
NASCA.
Now, NASCA, as you probably realize, is simply NASA with a K added to it.
Yes, we've discussed that many times.
And K is for knowledge, of course.
Of course.
Now, the reason we're talking to you today is because you bring so many different perspectives to our ongoing conversation here at NATMA. We're talking about competition and what competition can mean from a positive perspective in our martial arts schools. Your daughter is a world champion. She competed on a world champion team. What did that mean to her?
When it first started, it really was overwhelming being invited into the team. She was very young at the time, and it's just something like, wow, am I that good? And she was surprised that she is that good, and she still gets surprised today. She's been doing it for 9 straight years, and still today, every time she wins, it's like, oh, I can't believe I won. So it humbles at the same time that it's an incredible experience.
Well, you're somewhat of a unique parent because you also have a black belt, although we have many people in the country with families training together. But just with your parent hat on, not your black belt hat on, what do you think the difference is in your daughter having lived through that experience might be versus her not having lived through that experience?
Well, the self-confidence is completely different in a child that has gone through this versus one that hasn't. Even somebody that goes to the karate dojo and practices all the time versus somebody that actually travels and goes around the world and competes against other people and it's judged against other people. And sometimes it's very humbling being judged against your own peers and very, very difficult to accept for some people. But once you learn to accept it, I think that it really gets you more readier for the real world, because the real world, that's the way it is. It's not always right, it's not always fair, and you learn to deal with it. And dealing with it at a young age gives her a step up with everybody else going into industry one of these days.
Well, that's another reason I wanted to talk to you, because you've always had a great, you've always expressed a great emphasis on parenting. And part of our problem in running martial arts schools is dealing with parents who can sometimes create more problems than we're able to solve. Can you give our instructors a way to talk to parents to give them an idea of what to expect before they get to the tournament instead of dealing with the problem afterwards? In other words, let's say you're talking to a karate studio owner who has believed that karate competition might be bad for his school, and now he's going to try it because he feels passionate about it. What would you say to him to say to his parents to prepare them for what they're going to experience?
I honestly think that as a school, you first have to make sure that your testing it's fair and strong, that you're not, so they feel that judging situation as you're going through your bell testing. If you have inter-school tournaments that you're competing amongst each other, that gives them a little bit of a better feeling on what it is. And this is real life. This is not. It is a game, but it's a real life experience that is going to allow your child to grow stronger and better.
Now, in this internet world that you are so familiar with because you work on all of these sites, is there anything that we as martial arts owners can do for our students that could be helpful to them in the area of competition and learning? Are there places that our students can go that are healthy places for them to go that would help support our school at the same time help the students grow?
Well, there's quite a few websites out there that that are good and relatively safe. That KickGen has just started the last couple of weeks. It's going to be a very safe environment for the children and for the parents to go in and see what world champions are doing and what really a world champion means in their videos and what they think and the experiences they're having. Sportmartialarts.com is a very good site as well. But I think that anything that has to do with the internet, as a parent, you have to monitor it first. You don't let your child watch any television show. The same thing with the internet. You have to monitor because it's too open right now.
Well, as you guys can see, I picked the right person to give us some great insights on a number of different areas. And the next time we talk with Alesia, we'll be talking about her own experience. You know, how you would be able to appeal to an older student, you know, a parent, and what that competition even can mean to a parent.